So what we're talking about today is a mystery. The mystery that there's just boundlessness. There's just boundless energy. And when the child is born, there's no sense of identity. There's just a boundless energy. There's no sense of anyone there. And then at a very early age, there's a sudden arising of something else coming into that boundlessness, like the mother or the father or whatever. And then what arises in the body is a sense of identity. It's as though there's a sudden awareness that there's something else in the room. So awareness instigates the sense of there being someone else in this boundlessness, and then suddenly, when that awareness arises of someone else, then suddenly there's an awareness of someone here. And that energy of a contracted, separate someone here is the beginning of a dream. It's the dream of the individual dream. Most people in the world that we know walk around and experience that dream. They're in an hypnotic dream, which seems very real. And so that a part of that dream is the sense that I am a real person. I'm in here, and everything else outside is something happening to me. I'm experiencing what is happening. It's coming through awareness into my experience, and I'm having that experience in here. But everything that is happening is separate to me. So he's separate to me, the wall is separate, the sky, the tree, or whatever. So in that hypnotic dream, the individual, the me, what I call me, lives in a subject-object reality. And only exists in that reality. Neuroscientists have discovered that the artificial construct of a me, the individual, which the brain creates, only takes place in awareness. Awareness awakens the me, it keeps the me in existence. Awareness and me are one thing. It's like self-consciousness. It's another term for self-consciousness. Self-awareness arises. And the self can only exist in that reality. It doesn't have any sense of any other reality but a subject-object reality. And so it constantly only experiences a sense of separation. And that sense of separation brings a dissatisfaction. The me grows up and experiences or senses that there's something missing. Most me's that would not acknowledge that. Most people in the world say, well, this is life, I'm just living it. But underneath that experience, there's a sense of something missing, a sense of a lack. That's why we see in the world people gathering in what they can to the me to satisfy the needs of the me, like money, power, being a victim, being rich, whatever. All those motivations are in order to try to satisfy a sense of something lacking. But some people feel sensitive enough and passionate enough about that seeming loss to seek for something deeper. A lot of people look for fulfillment. They want to be fulfilled. So they look for that fulfillment in Christianity, Buddhism, through therapy, whatever. Something deeper that might give them the deeper answer. Something deeper than just the superficial satisfaction and temporary satisfaction of me. And they might also come across something called enlightenment, and they read about that and they think that maybe that's the answer. But of course, they're living in the me. The seeker is me seeking something deeper. But that me has grown up and feels very strongly that there's a real me in there, and that real me has free will and choice, and it has to make a choice even to find fulfillment. And so because it's grown up and has learnt how to apparently function in the world, not very effectively, but nevertheless function, then it thinks it has to learn to find fulfillment. So it learns to be a Christian or Buddhist, or with therapy it learns to try to be a more balanced person. And with enlightenment it tries to learn how to become enlightened. Me tries to learn how to become enlightened in order to be fulfilled. But all of that whole energy is all for me. It's all directed towards me finding something. So what we're sharing today is the possibility that sense of there being a me, that sense of there being an identity in here, with free will, living in the story of me, all of that is a total illusion. It's just an illusory dream. It's a dream which is very hypnotic and seems very real, but it's a dream that can suddenly collapse. And what also we can share is the revelation or the illumination of the sense that every effort that the me makes to find satisfaction is completely and wonderfully, beautifully futile. It's just futile, the whole effort, because the me only exists in a finite reality. It can only function in a subject-object reality, through awareness. It can only function through that, in that dream world. So it can never find what it longs for, because what it longs for, ultimately, is its own absence. When me, which lives in a separate reality, is absent and collapses, all that there is the natural reality. And the natural reality is indescribable. It's wholeness, it's oneness, there is nothing that's separate. It's unconditional love. There are all sorts of words you could say or try to use, but it can't be described. It's an immeasurable quality, which is actually also very ordinary. It's not some magical thing. It isn't that everything suddenly glows with some glow or lights up. It is that everything becomes what it naturally is, just energy in that form. So when me looks at a wall, the experience me has of the wall is that the wall is a solid object out there, separate, solid object. It's a real wall. When me collapses, the wall is wholeness, walling. The wall is simply energy in that form. And suddenly it just arises in the freedom that it really truly is. So what we can do together is to share different ideas about the nature of me. We can share the possibility that me is a construct which has no real validity and comes and goes anywhere. In deep sleep, there is no me. Often in the day, there is no me, but it can't be recognized. So we can share the possibility that hypnotic dream can suddenly completely collapse. And nothing will be left. Nothing will be left. There won't be anyone, there won't be anything that knows anything. Nothing will be left, and when there's nothing left, only then is it seen, you could say, or at least that there is everything. Only when there's nothing is there everything. And that's an immeasurable quality that can't be described or known. There's nothing here that can say what that's like. Nobody can ever say what that is like. It can't be described. And yet there's something utterly simple and ordinary about it.
Is cruelty and aggression also wholeness?
Of course, there isn't anything that isn't wholeness. Everything is simply wholeness or energy, whatever you like to call it. Oneness, wholeness, energy. and in the head is cruelty and aggression, and also being separate. The seeker is simply wholeness appearing as something that experiences being separate.
So, if the me collapses, is there any more localization in the body?
No.
No.
And the body is just the body. Like the walls are wall and the body's a body. There's no one in there. There isn't anyone's body anymore. It never was. Let's be clear that what we're talking about here is the liberation, so-called liberation, is the end of something that was never really in it. So there never was a me in the body. But me, the sense of a me in there is that it's real, I am in the body, I am definitely a person. That simply collapses. When it's collapsed, at the point it collapses, it's recognised by no one that there never was a me or a seeker or separate. Simply the end of an illusion. And localization is also an illusion. How can everything be localized? It's only me that localizes in this body and sees everything else as separate.
But it's the body you can localize, the body.
But who's going to localize it?
I don't know.
No, me localizes. Me says that it lives in the body.
This is not a question for me.
Oh, no.
No, I can see that the body is possibly to be localized, yes.
Well, so is the
body.
But the wall is
I can see
localized.
that you are
The wall's
sitting,
there and the body's here.
this appearance is sitting somehow there on this seat, and this is sitting somewhere here on this floor.
Okay, so all the time there's a me here, it would experience sitting on this seat and being in this body. When that collapses, there's no sense of anyone sitting on the seat or being in this body.
Yes, but I can see the body, not this anyone.
Sorry?
I can see the body, not the anyone.
I can
I
see
don't mean the
the
anyone.
body.
I see
so-
the body, just the
But
body.
who sees the body?
I don't know, this is not my question. There's a seeing, there's a body. It's just a seeing of this body and these other bodies too. It's just a seeing.
Right.
It's not a who is seeing.
That's got nothing to do with localization, as far as I'm concerned.
Maybe, I don't know.
So in deep sleep, the me disappears. So also in dreams, so when dreaming,
After
me
deep
disappears.
sleep,
After?
After deep sleep, there is dreaming.
Yeah, but not in dreaming, because in the dreaming, I feel pain or I feel something that is like fear. So in the dream, there may be the me.
Yeah.
There's oneness, and in children in the early years I can experience that they have this kind of ability of oneness. I am the father of 2 kids. What can I do actually to create a space that these children, or my children, can still have this oneness for a longer period in their life? Because I see myself I always interfere and bring them into a duality of word.
Yeah.
If
Well,
I-
all words are children. Yeah.
So what should I do as a father?
Nothing. Well, the short answer and the long answer is nothing. You want the long answer now? Nothing. And all the time there's the energy and the dream of me, the hypnotic dream is there. there, then it's there. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It's wholeness having that dream. But all the time, if there are children within that, if that apparent body has the children around it, there's nothing that can do because it's locked into a dream. It's completely, wonderfully hopeless. And also the child that grows up in that energy will invariably adopt or will take on, not willfully, but will take on the dream of separation. It seems to be what happens. There's nothing that can be done about it. There's nothing that needs to be done about it because everything is already fulfilled. So the idea that separation is wrong it comes out of the dream of separation. It's the me that makes separation wrong. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It's what seems to be happening. All there is what seems to be happening.
You mentioned the word awareness or consciousness. Can you talk more about it?
Awareness or consciousness is part of the dream. Awareness or consciousness feeds the dream, keeps the dream going. When the me collapses, when the sense of separation collapses, what collapses with it is awareness or consciousness. Consciousness is just, in the English language, is just another word for knowing, which is just another word for awareness. Really, they're all three the same thing. Awareness of, consciousness of, the knowing of the self, self-awareness, self-consciousness, self-knowing. When there is no self, there is nothing that knows of there being a separate.
So what enables all of this?
Sorry?
What enables all of this?
Well, no thing enables all this. Everything that arises comes out of no thing, and is also no thing arising. That's the mystery. This is no thing appearing as a room with bodies in it. But out of no thing arises apparent separation and apparent awareness.
It's nothing.
Yeah. All there is no thing. This is the deep mystery that the mystics have been trying to communicate for thousands of years. So this message, although it's a very rare message, has actually been communicated in the apparent past. And what it's trying to communicate is a mystery, the mystery that this is no thing appearing as or appearing as awareness, separation, cruelty, aggression.
This is real and unreal?
Sorry?
This is real and unreal?
This is real and unreal.
And the I is unreal or really?
No, the I of the seeker is also real and unreal.
Okay.
But experience for me in the dream world is that the me is real and the world is real. Everything that arises is only real. The me can't see that everything that arises is real and unreal. It lives in an artificial, real reality.
But does that mean there is nothing that can or should be done about anything?
Absolutely.
Like all the cruelties, all the miseries, all the wars, all the poverty, all the misery, there's nothing that can or should be done about it?
There could be things that appear to be done, but there isn't anyone that does them.
It's what we observe.
And these things appear to happen, and there's no one that does them. So also Beethoven's Fifth Piano Concerto, or whichever, or any music, art, all of that appears to be done by someone, but nobody does it. It just is the expression of harmony. We talk about wars, and also there's music, painting, all those other things. The whole thing is a total balance, because everything that appears comes out of no thing. So there isn't a better or a worse. There isn't cruelty and kindness, actually, in the natural reality. It just is what happens. And no one does that. And what happens has no meaning or purpose, it just is what seems to happen. It's only me that wants to save the world, but there isn't a me and there isn't a world to save. Me wants to save the world because me thinks the world is a real world. Me wants to save the world because it thinks it's real and it can take action that will be important and significant. So far it's not doing too well.